the dais. I'd like to be very brief with the instructions of our chairperson, be as brief as possible. I would like to make a focus on some statements which I have come across. One statement says, third world countries are having lot of problems. It's very good because it creates lot of opportunities for the developed countries to market into. So when there are a lot of problems, let us say the road problems, you have a construction business, you have education infrastructural problems, you can get into that business and try to take as much as from the market as such. Now you find the talent management has become a buzzword for the top organizations recently, and we find their focal point is to tap the best of the resources for their organization. Now recently about 2 MNCs have gone for a recruitment drive. Top 10 students have been taken from each college. About 1,000 candidates were interviewed. So it is amazing that only a single digit recruitment has taken place out of the thousands. My question is, if 1,000 students are there, only about maximum 9 candidates are being selected. Why? Is it they don't have talent? Or are we not giving them the right talent from the education viewpoint? 75 to 80% were eliminated in the first round. You have to speak 1 minute without any flaw. So we find there is the talent gap where what we want from the organization side and what we are giving or what they are taking. So I think a triangular situation what we have to take. Now when we ask a particular candidate who have failed to answer a few questions in the interview, suppose we ask him in a different area, which film you have seen? And who is the director, who is the hero, who is the music composer? He tells us very rapidly. We get all the answers. 10 out of 10 we get. But it is academic, we find the gap comes. That means maybe he is talented in some other area. We find the focus and fit is a little bit mismatching. So each person has a talent, but just coming to the corporate sector, what exactly is needed, can it be understood by the individual, or that should be imparted in the classrooms, is the problem. Now one more thing what we have is, there is a lot of talent shortage and skill deficiency, that what we find, and ultimately we have to see what is that skill that is being needed and how much of training that can be given in the classroom dynamics. There is a talent hunt in this particular area for the best people to be recruited in the organization and to be retained and say succeed, make them best in the organization to work. There are only about 4 or 5 points on which I would like to make a focal point is, one is how to attract or bring to attention the, like our chairperson has said, how to make the recruitment much better, bringing awareness among the people that like employer branding. How we can say that, yeah, we are here to give you the best job and say there must be the best talented people should come to the organization. And how to motivate the employees in the organization. Is it by theory X or theory Y or like theory Z, like the Japanese management? Now what management style we are going to adopt in the organization to retain the employee in the organization? And how to retain the high performance employees in the organization via their talent, and whether we are compensating them by better salaries, otherwise they can be drifting away to some other organization. Then transferring the key knowledge and the relationship to the new workers. Are we imparting the full knowledge to the employee? Are we giving the proper training to the employee in the organization? Only to the extent what we are giving, like a tunnel vision. Only one segment of the aspect that what he is doing in the organization he may be proficient in, but he may not know the entire organization in total. Now what we need ultimately is building a performance-oriented culture. So organization culture, we speak about the performance culture in the organization, where we have to see that the organization has the work culture that can lead to a betterment of the organization. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to spare the time for the presenters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Subbaru. I think one of the questions often we confront is why are we not in a position to give right type of candidate to the industry? Sometime back, one vice president came to our campus and I asked him one question, Vice President HR, can you tell us your requirement down the line? Let's say after 6 months, what is your requirement? Can you tell us so that we can prepare our people? His answer is, I do not know. His answer is, I do not know. They do not know what they want. They come this side, they want to recruit the candidate. By the time they come, they expect what they want. Now, here our question is, how do we prepare the talent? How do we identify the talent? How do we prepare the talent? The basic question is, do we know what we want? How to identify these needs? It is a big question, and sometimes we do not have answer for that. Thank you so much, Dr. Subbaru. I think now our paper presenters session will start. I think there have been 3 paper presenters who are, I think they told that first time they're making presentation. There are 3 people, first time are making presentation. They were on time. I do not know their name. Please come onto the stage one by one. Do not exceed 3 minutes and complete your presentation. Please introduce yourself. I think there I have seen 2 or 3 people, they raise their hand. When I ask questions, who are the people first time you are making presentation? There's no one who is making first time presentation? Please come. I grab the opportunity. Please come. This stage will be a memorable stage throughout their life for them. Please introduce yourself. And 3 minutes you have to express your views. I think I have given you the lead. 3 minutes includes your switch on, switch off or PPT.
Good morning, foreigners. I'm Alif Sultana, Research Fellow, Department of Business Management, Osmania University. My research article titled An Empirical Study on Talent Management, a Performance Management Approach in Select Service Company. The present study will consider on talent management practices like competencies, non-core outsourcing, job enrichment, employer branding, employee growth path, strategic HR. And performance management variables like potentiality, profitability, commitment, leadership, quality, job satisfaction, and integrity. Literature review. A 9-practice model is defined in this article to achieve superior results in the area of recruiting, developing, and retaining good talent. And recently published Chartered Institute of Personnel Development. There is no single answer to which particular attributes are needed to make employee talented. And the research objectives are to investigate the relationship between talent management practices and the performance management variables, and to find out the potential linkages between the talent management practices and the performance management variables, and to determine the performance management approach for building talent management practices for making strategic human resource. And the research methodology survey method is adopted for analyzing relationship between performance management and talent management in select service companies through well-structured measuring instruments. A stratified random sample with proportion of 100 employees across junior and middle level of hierarchy in 2 different companies in service sector. And coming to the data analysis, the descriptive statistics mentioned in table 1 gives the information that the largest mean score is 2.45 and 2.85 for non-core outsourcing for the public and private sector organizations respectively. And the descriptive statistics table 2 of a public and private sector organization indicates that the largest mean score value is 2.04 and 3.07 for commitment variable of performance management. Descriptive statistics as a whole implies that the mean score values for private sector organization are greater than the public sector organization, and the value standard deviation are lesser than the lesser in case of private sector than that of public sector organizations. The correlation analysis results determine that the coefficients of correlation values are greater for private sector organization than that of public sector organizations. The descriptive statistics
can you conclude what is the ultimate conclusion?
By this empirical study, we can conclude that competencies created employee potentialities for the profitability for service companies. In its end, it is empirically found that variables of performance management are highly contributed towards the practice of talent management in select service companies.
Thank you so much. A good presentation.
Thank you.
Next one. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and my fellow participants, good morning to all. My name is Dinakar. I'm a research scholar in Osmania University from the Faculty of Management. My research title is Reward Perspectives for Talent Management in Select BPO Companies, an Empirical Study. As the research objectives are to identify the determinants of talent determinants on in terms of reward perspective, and to develop a metrics in order to reward employees in terms of incentives or promotions like that. So coming to the research methodology, this is an exploratory research method, and it's basically a case study of one Indian company and one foreign BPO company. And coming to change the slide.
Limitations.
Slide. One more.
Data analysis.
Yeah, if you see, take that to my, yeah, the role model one. If you see, we have noted that the most of the primary, the foreign company is rewarding the employees on two. One is short-term and the long-term basis. A short-term, it is limited to a month in terms of incentives, but how they are giving the incentives means how, what the metrics, if they reach a particular metric, for example, if there are different kind of HT, productivity, quality, etc. are the different metrics here. If they perform on each and every metric up to the mark, they are giving I guess the percentages are given there. Back.
Points.
Yeah, if you see the points over there, they have specified a rating or a weightage for each metric over there, and the particular metric need to be fulfilled from the employee standpoint to qualify for the incentive plan. Okay. If you and there are also long-term perspectives like customer orientation, developmental orientation, and team orientation and change orientation. They are measuring as the BPO company. They should be flexible to meet the customer requirements, and they should be able to qualify each and every metric to meet that particular criteria. And altogether, we have observed the general elements and we have observed the elements influencing the reward system in the talent management, in talent, rewarding the top talent. Can
Results.
no, back. Sorry. One second.
Last minute, please.
Yeah. Before this. If you see this particular table, we are considering the reward elements where the organizers are emphasizing on, and the next one. And if you see the gap and the requirements from the employee perspective, you see the change orientation, customer orientation, these are the requirements from the employee side, and the reward system from what organizer is offering here, there is a gap. So the gap is lesser, the performance of or the talent management or reward system will be as accurate as to it. And coming to the conclusions, last. Yeah, the measuring an employee on each and every parameter, which pinpointing it develops an immense pressure on the employee. This is an employee perspective, but organization standpoint, it sees to meet the competitive world, they need their employees to be at the best of their capacity. So this kind of practice can be practiced in many of the service sectors, the similar industry. This has been the conclusion. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Dinekar and Anish Sultana. You spoke of the elements of talent management like team systems and reward management, how they are useful. May I call the next speaker?
Good morning, sir. I am Rajesh from Acharya Nagarjuna University. My presentation is on growing mismatch between the skills employers need and the talent available. No doubt, global business has created so many employment opportunities around the world. We are speaking that one in every family from India or in US. But what about the rest of the families? So many studies indicate that only 3% of the graduates are employable and the rest didn't have required skills. The companies are hiring only talented people to give their own training. Sir already told, even the employers don't know what they need in the next 6 months. They are hiring the talented people to give who understand their training methods. So only 3% of the students are employable and the rest are not employable. Our education system needs to be revamped, and each and every student should be encouraged to master in his own specialization. We are seeing that even the engineering graduates in the Andhra Pradesh state are working for 5,000 rupees per month. Thank you, sir. And I would like to tell you a small story about the need for talent management. Once upon a time, there was a king. He wanted to kill all the old men in his wisdom. Rightly, as per his instructions, all the young people in his kingdom have killed their fathers. But one man, due to his affection with his father, didn't kill him. So the days are passing and nobody is doing agriculture. So after some years, there is no food, there is no rice to eat. There are all the people in that palace are worrying about what to eat. Then this young man who didn't kill his father asked him to do what? The father told, by the roadside you will find some seeds. With the seeds you do agriculture. With his suggestion, they did agriculture and have the rice. So if you kill the talent, there is no tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are the first time presenter? Okay. What's your name?
Arun Kumar.
From next speaker onwards, I'll follow the sequence of given. You're also there? First time speaker? Okay, only 5 minutes.
Good morning, one and all. My topic is a study on talent management practices in pharma sector with focus on employee retention. My objective is to identify the various challenges of talent management, to measure the effectiveness of talent management, to measure the level of employee satisfaction with the practices of talent management. Methodology, I have used questionnaire methodology. We have collected the data from Dr. Reddy's labs, GSK, Pfizer, Ranbaxy, etc. And this is the data analysis and interpretation. And this is the graphs. And findings. 80% of the respondents are satisfied with their working hours. 60% of employees opined that their organization encourages and provides most favorable conditions to its talented employees. One of the whole 37% positively respond with regard to their job security and in the pharmaceutical sector. And conclusions of the study: more efforts and extra working hours are not in a compliance with the salary of pharmaceutical sectors and employees. The employees are under constant stress to achieve their targets. The organizations are not giving adequate job security. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think she's the last speaker among those who are making first time.
Yeah.
Good morning to one and all. The title of my paper is Talent Management, the Rewards and Recognition Way. So the concept of talent war was being coined by a group of McKinsey consultants who highlighted that there was a need for, that there was shortage of talent. So in this, what we can deduce from all this is that, the talent is the only thing which gives a competitive edge to its organization. And in this paper, I've tried to study the link between talent management practices and the rewards and recognitions. And in this study, secondary data has been used, and the objectives of the study are to study the talent management practices of the organization and to study the rewards and recognition practices. So from the study, it was concluded that organizations are taking a lot of initiatives for maintaining their, retaining their talent. As in companies like TCS, Infosys, they are hiring from the campuses, they are organizing special leadership programs. HUL has a postgraduate scheme. Then they are also involving themselves into creative forms of rewards and recognitions like ESOPs, your Sodexo coupons, the Employee of the Month, profit sharing, providing regular feedback to the employees. Now, I would like to conclude that the rewards and recognition form an integral part of the talent management strategy. So the talent management and rewards and recognition has to be aligned with each other so that they are able to achieve the business objective. And in the quest to retain the talent, the mantra of the HR should be to provide different forms of rewards and recognitions to keep the flock together and enhance productivity. Thank you.
Thank you. She said some companies want the reward management, how to link reward management. May I call for Dr. Shobha? Dr. Shobha. Thank you so much. All the participants are cooperating with us.
ये नहीं है. This is not me.
is not mine. Where is my presentation? Hello, somebody helping me? Somebody technical person over here? This is not mine.
It's not yours.
No.
Okay. Ma'am, you take
Not yours.
Not mine. Okay.
Which one? 30?
This is talent management today's scenario.
Talent management.
Yeah, next one.
Today business scenario. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good day, everybody. I'm Dr. Shobha Dedia from SNDT University, Mumbai. I would like to say introduction. Many of the participants have already introduced what is talent management. Here, this is something related to talent management, which is going on or which is to take place related to the business scenarios of the world today. Why talent management and business required? To align needs with the business strategies. It has to go with the business strategies to clarify roles and responsibilities of the people. That is what is the aims and objectives of talent management in business. It is also required to ensure the transfer of knowledge. The knowledge with which people comes to the organization has to pass on to other generation or other people around. That is also one of the purpose whereby one has to work on talent management and to maximize contribution and minimize disruption.